I had an argument with a friend the other day who was saying, if you get rid of government and you get rid of the pressures of civilization, that human beings are innately peaceful, that they're innately loving. And, well, I don't think that's the case, and I don't think that's the case because we know too much. We know too much about ancient cultures, ancient tribes, and how violent they were. There's a book called War Before Civilization. And I remember from that book that proportionally, they looked at, these battlegrounds where tribes used to fight, right? These ancient tribes, they find these battlegrounds, and some of these battles were before civilization, hence the title of the book. The proportion of the people killed was greater than the proportion of the people killed in World War I and World War II, like extremely violent cultures. And then I was suggesting that they investigate this, and they didn't want to hear it. They said, well, our human nature is just peaceful. And I told them another anecdote. I read it. I can't find the book I read this in, but essentially there were these researchers, I think it was in Papua New Guinea, and they flew in on their plane and made contact with these tribes. And after being there a while, two of the head honchos of this tribe came to the researchers and said, can you take us for a ride in the plane? And the researchers said, of course. And they were excited. They're like, oh, this tribe wants to experience the marvels of modern technology. They want to get on the plane. This is fantastic. So the day came when it was time to take this flight, and the two tribesmen came, and they're both carrying these huge rocks. And the researcher said, why are you carrying those rocks? Are they like good luck charms? You don't need them. The plane's safe. And the tribesman said, no, we want you to take us up in the plane and fly over the neighboring tribe so we can drop these on them. Pretty interesting, right? So they didn't want to go up for the view. They wanted to go up so they could drop bombs, stone bombs, on a neighboring tribe. So the idea that we're innately peaceful just isn't true. We have the capability for being peaceful, but innately, I don't think so. Human nature innately is violent. And as Hobbes said, if you leave people to their own devices, life is brutal, nasty, and short. And I think who can deny that?